everyone, you're listening to Just a Little Stitious podcast. I'm Jess.
And I'm her sister Megan, also known as the Queer Crypt on TikTok.
Whether you're driving, cleaning up the house, or just relaxing at home, we want you to hang out with us. And as Megan would say, get a little creeped out.
That's right. We'll be bringing you stories of paranormal news, extreme hauntings, cryptid sightings, urban legends, basically everything that goes bump in the night.
So if you're up for some eerie tales and a healthy dose of sisterly bullying,
then you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Just a Little Stitious
pod.
I like your lip gloss.
Thank you.
What are you going to tell us about today, Jess?
We have a hotel where we're from, Winnipeg, Manitoba. There is a famous hotel built in 1913, and it is known to be haunted. Room 202 is claimed to be the haunted room.
Gotcha.
Some people say like it's the most haunted room in Canada.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like if you look at a lot of, top 10 most haunted places in Canada, a lot of times the Fort Garry is number one. And it's even been on some lists of like the world's most haunted places.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. And the Fort Garry, it's
beautiful.
Like it's
so gorgeous.
Stunning. Like I've only been in the Fort Garry a couple times.
Me too.
Not many. I've never stayed there overnight, but Winnipeg, we just have a lot of really beautiful historical sites.
Yeah,
here.
we do. Yeah.
Terrible place to live. Lots of murder and drugs.
But Slurpees.
Slurpee capital of the world. And, well, we're getting rid of tons of 7-Elevens now.
And 7-Elevens are where you get good Slurpees, okay? You don't want to get a slushie from anywhere else. You want to get a Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
I hate Slurpees. I only ever drank them when I was pregnant with my daughter. I drank a large one, a Coke, every single day. And I would drink it so fast because I crave when you drink it, all the syrup. And then it's like that icy, hard, rocky things at the bottom. I craved that. So I'd get a large one and then I would just eat them with a spoon every single day.
That's crazy.
I drank that. And I hate Slurpees.
I love them.
I'm not into like the sweet.
I'm not a big sweet person either, but...
stuff. But like I don't even drink pop.
Right.
So I've just never been into it.
I love a Diet Coke.
But anyway, so Winnipeg.
Murder, Slurpees, Fort Garry Hotel.
Yeah. Among other beautiful historic sites.
Yeah.
There's been many politicians, royals, movie stars who have stayed at the Fort Garry. There's even been a couple of movies filmed there. So the legend has it that in the 1920s, a newlywed couple stayed in that room, 202. And the husband, he went out to get his wife headache pills and he was killed by a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. She ended up killing herself in the room. And she possibly hung herself in the closet, is what is said to have happened. But the hotel, like, they don't deny that she killed herself, or at least they didn't. But they say that she did not hang herself in the closet.
We don't know that.
We don't know exactly what she did.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what the legend says. And something that people notice when they stay in the room is they hear hangers in the closet.
Oh.
Yeah. Moving. So.
Yeah.
And so it's said that her ghost.
Yeah.
Lays on the bed and awaits her beloved husband.
I wonder how she found out that he died.
I don't know. What I kind of imagine, because they don't really go into detail about, like, it doesn't tell us how she found out. But, like, what I kind of imagine, I guess, is that it probably happened right outside of the hotel or something, maybe. And she found out right away.
Yeah. Maybe she saw it happen out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, she could have.
Or someone came and told her and she was left there in despair.
And then there's another legend of a specific guest who would frequent the hotel. This person would request the same room every single time because this person would get a visit from a woman spirit in a white gown.
Okay. Interesting that like this person requested that room all the time because of that.
Yes. I know.
Why?
Because like, it must have been a nice spirit or something.
Yeah. Well, like, were they a paranormal investigator? Were they?
Yeah.
Or were they like, ooh, she's hot? Like,
with this one, like it doesn't.
On the ghost?
I couldn't find out what year this
person stayed there.
Yeah. Like it didn't specify. But the hotel, after like all the claims that this person made, because they were open about it. Like, I get visit from this woman in white gown. I want to hang out. Like, You know what I mean?
So crazy.
So they ended up finding out, the hotel workers, that Lady McMillan, who wore a white laced gown, stayed in that room that this person always requested, December 10th, 1913, which was the grand opening of the hotel. So this isn't, I don't think, the same woman from the other legend. So it makes me think there's probably several spirits in there.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of neat. But then I wonder also, how did they know that she wore a white laced gown?
Right. It could have been photos of her, or it could have been like
Description.
It could have been people had themselves painted. I mean, that's how we know what a lot of historical figures looked like, because they were painted.
Yeah, that's so true. When people press the workers about room 202 specifically, which, like I said, is the haunted room, they always kind of get the same answer. It's just speculation, or that was before my time. They don't really get into it.
Right.
And I don't really know why, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll have to ask Danelle what they found out when they went to the Fort Garry, because they actually did an interview, I think, with some of the workers there. And I don't know if it was on the radio or on TV, but yeah, we'll have to ask Danelle what they told them.
Yeah, it would be good to hear. The only encounter that they'll openly talk about is Albo's encounter.
What?
So Albo.
Albo?
Ida Albo and Rick Bell. They currently own the hotel.
Okay.
And they used to live there. But they lived in room 528. And their encounter, they got into an argument. Rick left the room or something like that. He took off, he left, whatever. She goes to sleep. She's awoken to him walking into the room, sitting on the bed. And she turns over to talk to him, and he is not there. So like he wasn't actually there, but she swears that she saw him come into the room. She woke up from it.
Right.
Which is
a little creepy.
Me no likey.
Maybe it was the guy who passed away from the horse and carriage, and he was going to comfort her and being like, your husband will come back. Not like me, I died. I'm just saying. He's like, hey, it could be worse. Look at me. I'm a ghost.
Literally. Oh my God. Could you imagine? So I was looking into the most common things that people experience at the hotel. Tons of people go there and they want to stay in this room. They want to experience something. And a lot of them say nothing special happened.
Right.
Nothing happened. But lots of people, their description of what happens and just about the hotel is that the hallways are really wide and spooky looking. The entire second floor is said to be like a hotbed for encounters, which
it's so funny because you said that and I got so excited because we want to go there.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we will. Oh, I don't like this one.
Oh, I'm excited. The creepier, the better.
Hearing footsteps when nobody is there, but particularly around your bed at night.
No. Oh, yeah. That would, I would.
Oh, fuck. And hearing like sobbing in the room.
Oh, that would be sad.
So freaking sad.
That'd be very freaky.
A Canadian Liberal MP, Brenda Chamberlain, who is an outspoken like skeptic, like she's super skeptical. She stayed there and she claimed to have felt an invisible presence settle into the bed next to her.
Oh, God. That's scary.
I know.
Settle into the bed. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Don't like it. The Winnipeg Free Press, which is a newspaper.
Yeah. Our newspaper.
They reported sightings of blood running down the walls.
Oh, did they go into detail or did you find out? Okay. That's interesting.
Some people report seeing figures hovering at the end of the bed and floating apparitions with hoods on their heads. Like, I don't know.
Hoods?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess back then, like, people wore kind of cloaks or like
ponchos,
coats that had those hoods that kind of look, I don't know.
The spooky.
But also ghost cult.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I don't like that.
Maybe.
And then something that is apparently super common in this room is that the light in the closet and the TV are known to turn on their own.
Interesting.
Those are the main things that people who do say they experience. Those are the main things that people experience, which I don't like any of them. I especially don't like the hovering over the bed. I also don't like the footsteps around the bed, the light turning on and the TV turning on. Annoying more than terrifying.
It's interesting because for me, the footsteps, yes, that sounds terrifying. But waking up with like people hovering next to your bed, that has happened to me so many times. And then also waking up with someone in your bed. That's happened to me a couple times.
Same.
So, but not people. People that weren't entities.
Ugh.
Or I'm hallucinating. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure that I saw a ghost. I'm saying I woke up and there was someone in my bed that I could see that disappeared.
Anyways, back to this. So I was looking at stories from like people who have actually stayed at the hotel. Most of them were kind of the same vibe. And some of them were, I'll be honest, very boring. Poorly written. So there was only really two. This man, he was saying that he stayed there with his now ex-wife at the time, girlfriend, and they stayed there for a night, and they didn't know the history of the hotel when they stayed in this room. Like, they didn't know anything about it, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is the most haunted place.
Right.
In some people say Canada.
But if you aren't into the paranormal or anything, and you're looking for, I don't know if this is a Winnipeg man or not, but if you're going somewhere or whatever and you're just looking for a nice hotel, you would see this hotel and be like, fuck yeah, sign me up.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, that's so true. But anyway, in the middle of the night, they're sleeping and she shoots up. Like, I imagine that she like shot up, sat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she just lets out this scream, like this blood curdling scream.
Ew.
This blood curdling scream at the top of her lungs. And then she just collapses back to sleep, like in a deep sleep. He said he tried to wake her up. It was almost like she was in a fucking coma.
What?
But she's breathing. She's okay.
Yeah.
Won't wake up. Like unconscious. Won't wake up.
What?
But she ends up waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is, I would be like calling
911. Me too.
But I mean, they're divorced now. So
maybe that's why.
Maybe that is why.
Should have called.
She's like, bitch, I was possessed for 10 minutes. And
or the whole night.
She didn't do anything. But no, she woke up in the morning and she had no recollection of anything happening, which reminded me of the time that Arthur tried to choke me in sleep and he did not remember.
Yeah.
I just thought that was ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was perfectly fine. She didn't remember a damn thing.
Interesting.
How do you wake up in the middle of the night and you don't wake yourself up or like...
I had an ex that woke up in the middle of the night, sat up and started making the sound from The Grudge.
Ew.
That sound.
Gross.
They didn't remember.
I've woken myself up sometimes from like talking in my sleep. I feel like I've always been like that though. I've always been a sleep talker.
Yeah, you have. You would speak in French when you were younger about putting cookies in the oven. In French, so.
That is so funny. Je mets les biscuits dans la four.
Literally. I'm like, you go, girl.
Oh my God.
Enjoy your dream.
That is so funny. And especially for you who slept in my bed almost every single night when we were kids because you're afraid of the dark. And then you have me laying there talking. I mean, at least it's about cookies. It's in French.
Not too scary. And it's about cookies.
Anyways, back to this. Okay, so this is like kind of boring, but kind of cool. There is...
Don't tease us.
a couple who stayed there on their wedding night, stayed in the room, and they woke up at 4 a.m. to like really loud knocking coming from inside the bathroom. Yeah, nothing there.
Knocking freaks me the fuck out.
That scares me so much because isn't there like a game or a ritual or something called like the knock twice or something? Knock game or something?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that one. There's so many.
Where there's a game called like the knock game or something where you like knock on your door at a certain time or something and then something happens.
Oh,
and
the
then
midnight game.
What happens in that?
Or the Midnight Man. That's one where you essentially, I don't know, invite the Midnight Man into your house and yeah, you have to knock on your door a certain amount of times and it has to end at a certain time and then you open the door and the Midnight Man allegedly comes into your house and you basically run around with a candle all night.
Oh, I hate that one.
For like 3 hours.
No, I hate that one.
That one's really creepy.
And that's the one where you have the salt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that one. I don't like that one.
Really?
I really don't like
It's a creepy one.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all.
I like that one.
No, I hate those. Were probably one of my least favorite ones that I listened to.
Because they're so creepy? Or why?
What? I have goosebumps. The thought of someone coming into my home and it's dark and there's a light and you have a little candle and like if your candle goes out, you're fucked. You need salt to protect yourself and like you can't, there's someone
following you in your home who you can't see in the dark.
Why is that not, why would I not hate that?
I don't know.
Like that's
I mean, I would never do it, but it's very like, I like hearing the stories.
I really don't like hearing those stories. Those ones those ones freak me out probably the most.
Yeah.
I don't like those ones at all.
Stay tuned. We'll talk about that in a future episode.
And the closet one.
Oh, the closet game.
I don't like that one either.
Yeah, that one's
really
Or the
creepy. Bathtub one.
The bathtub one I think is so like weird, but yeah.
I don't like that. Ugh.
I think that in the near future, we should, number one, do an investigation at mom and dad's house.
Would they let us?
Yeah, I think so. We just won't bring a Ouija board since I know you won't touch one anyway.
I wouldn't.
I have used a Ouija board. I don't think that they're very useful.
I honestly feel like I don't trust anyone enough anyway to use a Ouija board with.
Yeah.
Because, like, come on.
I know.
How are you not gonna?
Well, so the thing is because what you're thinking is, okay, these people are faking it, obviously, right? They're moving it. But this is how Ouija boards are actually supposed to work, is that you are moving it. It's kind of like an intuition thing. Your hands, your body makes micro movements and you go with those movements. It's kind of like...
Is that why you do like loose? Like
yeah. Yes. So it's like, have there been reports of people saying the planchette moves on its own? Absolutely. But the main belief is that it's also more so intuition and micro movements that are leading you in the right direction with it. You're right in that people are probably moving it.
I just feel like, what if there's like, you're there and like nothing's really happening? Like,
no, that's what happened to Danelle and I.
Like, you guys just left it like,
we were just
nothing's happening, and then you gave up eventually?
Yeah.
See, but some people, like, that's where I wouldn't trust people. Nothing's happening, so they're kind of...
Yeah, no, Danelle and I were sitting there for a while, and we're like, all right, goodbye.
Literally.
But like, I completely trust Danelle. And that proved I can.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't even trust myself. I would probably ask a question, nothing would happen. Go to yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's
funny. It is probably my least favorite way to try to communicate.
I like when I saw you do that thing.
Estes Method.
Yeah.
With the spirit box and the headphones. Yeah.
I like that.
Me too.
For anyone who doesn't know what the Estes Method is, paranormal investigators typically use this item called a spirit box to try to communicate with spirits. Essentially, it is a piece of technology that runs through radio frequencies extremely quickly, and you might pick up words or sometimes even sentences, and it is believed that this could be spirits communicating with you. But because if you are asking a question and then everyone's hearing it on what's called the spirit box, there might be a bias, like you're wanting a specific answer, so you might get that answer. So the Estes Method is using that spirit box, but someone plugs into the spirit box with noise-canceling headphones and they wear a blindfold. The other person will ask questions and see what the person with the headphones on says. So they can't see what questions you're asking. They can only hear what's coming through on the spirit box. If you ask a question and they respond with an intelligible answer, that's called a hit. That's what we are talking about right here.
I watched that on one of the shows that I watched. It was something Days Haunted.
Oh, 28 Days Haunted.
28 Days Haunted.
I haven't seen that
one. And they did that. It's on Netflix. It was actually really good. And they did that with the thing. And it was...
Yeah.
Ooh, and it was, I watched it just after I had watched your lives where you guys were doing that. And that was really the first time that I'd actually like seen that happen. And I just thought it was freaky and weird.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at all.
Right.
And then I saw that and it was...
I mean, the Estes Method is probably my favorite way to try to communicate. And it's also, I have done this with a friend. They're wearing noise canceling headphones.
Right.
They cannot hear. They've got things over their eyes. They cannot, like a blindfold. They cannot see the questions that we're asking. And it was like I was having a conversation with someone. It was
literally
crazy. And that's kind of where I was like, holy fuck, this is happening. Because it was so spot on.
I remember watching the live, and I can't remember who was doing it or whatever, but with what was being said, and then whoever it was responding, I was like on the edge of my seat. I was mortified.
Did you see the live with Fen talking to their dad? I'll have to show you that video because I don't think you watched that one, and that was the one that was the most fucking crazy I've ever done. Yeah. Anyway, I have been working on a paranormal investigator journal to document data, and I've also been doing a lot of research on really cheap ways to do paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
I think we should bring proper equipment, but I think we should also try out some of the cheap stuff. I think we should do a paranormal investigation at mom and dad's. Might never sleep there again.
No, I don't want to wake up like a spirit and like...
They're awake already.
I know, but you know what I mean. I don't want to like frustrate them.
Well, we won't be assholes. So are you saying you don't want to?
No, I do.
That's what I thought. And then we should do the same thing at the Fort Garry Hotel.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll record it. And we'll sleep there.
I don't know if I want to sleep there.
We will.
I don't want to hear the footsteps around my bed. I'll put earplugs, honestly, because if I hear a single thing, I am gone.
All you're going to hear is me snoring.
Ugh.
Anyway, stay tuned for that. I think we should do that soon in the next couple months.
Yeah, maybe in the summertime would be nice.
Yeah, or spring.
It's too soon.
Why?
Because it's too soon. I'm not
Why?
ready. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
Really? I'll convince her. Don't worry.
We'll discuss it.
We will.
So I found this story. It's called The Third Knock.
Ooh.
Is what the person called it.
Gotcha.
And basically, this girl named Olivia moves. I don't know if that's for sure her real name.
I love that name.
She moved into her first apartment, and the day that she moved, basically, she was warned about a strange knocking. The landlord told her that it happens around 3 a.m. He told her not to answer the door. And when he was telling her this, she says he would not look her in her eyes when he was saying this, which is weird. So she thought he was joking, and he just, says something like scare his new tenants, basically, like plays a little joke on them or whatever. But it happened the first night. 2 knocks.
Ew.
2 is like a weird number for knocking. Yeah, that doesn't sound, I think it's weird. I feel like if you're gonna knock 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it on there again.
Yeah, 2 is weird.
It's so weird. 2 is weird.
But it depends on the pace.
That is way worse.
Don't knock.
A 4 is weird. I like the dun 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 dun. I always knock like that.
That's funny. That one doesn't scare me.
That's my knock.
That's funny.
I always knock like that. Anyway, so 2 knocks. She jumps out of bed. Her heart's pounding. She's scared. She goes and she looks through like the little peephole thing, and nobody's there. So whatever. The next morning, she asks one of her neighbors about it, and her neighbor kind of looks at her like with pity. And she's like, "You heard it." And she goes, "Whatever you do not answer on the 3rd knock."
Oh.
And there's only been 2
Right.
the night before, which, ew.
Fuck.
Ew, ew, ew.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That night, this is now only the 2nd night in her new apartment.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That night, 3 a.m., happened again. 2 knocks.
Gotcha.
She went to the door, looked out the peephole, no one's there, and kind of like you can see kind of the light in the hallway, no shadow, nothing.
Okay.
And then she kind of takes a breath, and then 3rd knock.
Ooh. Okay.
3rd
Fuck.
knock. And it's louder. It's heavier. It almost sounds like, she says it sounded almost like a wet something like dragging across the door of a knock.
Oh,
like,
God. Okay.
so terrifying. So she gripped the doorknob. She was going to open it.
Mm-hmm.
And then her neighbor's voice kind of echoed in her head, telling her
Don't open the door.
not to open the door. So she let go. And she's standing there in silence for what was like probably only a couple seconds, but what she said felt like hours. And then all of a sudden, she hears,
"Next time, open the door."
Ew.
whispering from outside the door.
Oh, God. Ew, ew, ew.
And there's nothing there still.
What the
Nothing there.
fuck?
So this is night 2 in her apartment. That
I'm moving
night,
out.
She didn't sleep, packed all of her shit, left in the morning.
Yeah, I would too.
And she has still dreams about this. And every time in her dream, she does exactly what she knows not to do.
Opens the door.
And she opens the door. But then when she opens the door, she says she doesn't wake up. She just doesn't remember what happens.
Oh,
Every time.
Fuck. Oh, that's so creepy.
Which is terrifying. But how do they know not to open the door on the 3rd knock? And why didn't they tell her why not to open? Like, they know something. They must, right?
Yeah.
So
What happened to the previous person who opened it on the 3rd knock?
exactly. And how come everyone knows about it?
Yeah.
Because
Maybe because the neighbors hear the knocking too from
I wonder if
their
they,
apartment.
yeah, I wonder if they also get like knocks.
Ugh.
Oh, it's just weird. And it just makes me wonder, like, what happens? Does this person come in and murder you? Did they come in and follow you around?
Possess you?
Possess you? Oh, and the whispering through
Yeah.
the door. Like, next time, open the door. Bye.
Yeah.
Good.
That is
bye.
a really good story though. Fuck, that's terrifying.
I wish it was longer
Oh,
because it was, yeah, I wish there was more detail to it
yeah.
because it was
a good one.
It was a good one. And it was, I just didn't like, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Especially the thought of, you knock 2 times and you're standing there, you're like, ooh, that was scary. And then one more like super loud and freaky deaky one.
Fuck.
I don't like that.
No, I mean, thinking of that happening gives me that feeling of being terrified. You know, when you like feel it in your stomach and like your body almost starts to go numb, you're so scared.
The hairs are standing up on my
Fuck.
I hate it.
Yeah. It just reminds me of times when I've been so scared and it feels like all of the blood like rushes down and you're just kind of feeling like almost numb in a way and just holding your breath. Oh, I don't like knocking in everyday life. Okay. Don't knock on my fucking door. You are giving me anxiety. Don't come to my door.
No, don't come over.
Don't come to my door. Don't knock on my door.
Just yell from outside. I'm here.
We have phones now. Call me, text me. Then you just walk in, okay? You're invited in when I tell you what you are.
I always make sure my door is unlocked when I know. I just watch everyone's location. So when I see that they're like a second away, I unlock my door.
Yeah, smart.
I'm a location watcher.
Okay, Sheena.
No, that's weird.
We are, in fact, discussing Vanderpump Rules. And if that's not your thing, if you don't like reality TV, skip ahead 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
She won't see the fucking podcast. I hate her.
Why?
She is so fucking irritating. Like, okay, you little drama queen. You just want attention all
the time. They're all drama queens.
Oh my God. She literally cries because why can't anything ever be about me? As if the whole first season wasn't about her being a mistress. And then she didn't get married on TV. She didn't have her divorce on TV. She didn't freaking jump up on counters and sing her fucking good as gold and all her bullshit all over the place. Everything's about fucking Sheena. And then, oh my God, Ariana gets cheated on it now. The attention. It's on someone else.
Oh God.
And she's like, it's never about me. Bitch, 9 seasons have been about you.
Who's your favorite people?
The crappy thing, like Stassi, number 1 fave, but she's gone now. Mm-hmm. I really like Lala. I didn't like her at first, but after she got sober, I like her. Mm-hmm. James, he's fucking hilarious.
He's not a good person.
But you know what? When he's on the sauce,
he definitely makes good reality TV.
So good. I really like Brittany.
See,
she was so sweet.
We're not the same.
I liked
Brittany was boring.
Katie was sweet.
I love Katie.
I love her drama.
I love Katie. Ariana. Love Ariana.
I liked her more in the first few seasons than the last couple.
I loved her rage.
I loved her rage and like when everything with the scandal. But there was the season before that, the first season that Stassi and Jax and Kirsten were gone. I didn't like her.
I don't know if I watched that season.
I just didn't like. I didn't like it.
Well,
wasn't a huge fan of her in the last season either.
I loved her.
Some of it I was, but I was at some point. It's just like, just fucking move out of the house.
No, and let him win.
No, but you know what? Like sometimes in a situation like this, I wouldn't want to swallow my fucking pride and leave either. But to keep the peace, to keep my mental health, if he's a stubborn little bitch, he sucks. He's the worst human being. He's a worm with a mustache, and he's a narcissist. He's not fucking going anywhere. You know that. Save yourself the fucking headache. Let him buy you out and just fucking take.
But if you leave and you're getting a divorce, once you leave the house, you're essentially giving up your rights because that's what happened to someone.
But I feel like with these situations, I mean, they have probably stuff in place to protect them, I would think. Especially,
I don't know,
being like reality TV.
Maybe.
People.
Guess it depends on how much you trust the person you're marrying.
That's true. And
dating.
That's very true. It's, oh my God.
What?
I just saw something in the reflection of the TV move.
Maybe it's the phones.
No, it felt like more than that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, that freaked me out so much. That doesn't work.
Oh.
What?
Hopefully it didn't wake up your children. That would suck.
Did Dad try and scare you with his box yet?
Yeah, he did. I opened it up really slow.
He was like...
The box we're talking about is this little wooden box that when you open it, a fake spider kind of flies out and lands on your hand. We didn't really end up explaining it in this episode, so thought I'd just squeeze in here to let you know.
Mom's phone's alarm was going off, and so I got up and I shut it off, and then he's like, just go put that by my little box over there. I was like, okay. And then I was like, what is that thing? And he's like, it's just my little box. I put things in it. And I was like, so then naturally, and I don't open it slow. I open it fast. And I screamed. And then he's just on the couch and he's like this, like holding his stomach and he's like just dying of laughter. Yeah. And then Mom comes out and she's smiling and she's like, he loves that fucking box.
Yeah. He was like, Megan, can you pass me my little box there? And I was like, sure. What is this for? And he's like, I just put things in it. And I'm like, but I opened it really slow. And I still screamed though. And I was like, he was like, I bought it for $10 on Amazon and it's paid for itself so many times already. But how funny is it that we talked about the ice cream scoop? And literally 3 or 4 days after recording that episode, I'm at mom and dad's and he brings up the ice cream scoop again. Like, just to prove us right. Like, what the fuck?
If you didn't see the episode where we mentioned how the ice cream scoop is always brought up in our family, it is because when we were younger, I was probably around 18-ish, my parents couldn't find their ice cream scoop and blamed it on me, thinking I took it and lost it, even though I'm lactose intolerant. And they still bring it up to this day. And I'm now 33.
That fucking ice cream scoop always comes up. It's so ridiculous.
So funny.
Like, let it go. Just buy a new one.
Well, they have one.
I know, but they should have bought a new one when the first time they couldn't find it and just shut up about it. $5. I was like a kid at the time. I could have bought them one. Jesus Christ.
So funny.
I hate talking about this stuff late at night because I'm going to go to bed and thinking about it. And then
Did you last time?
Did I go to bed thinking about it? Yeah.
Yeah. You were scared?
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like,
really?
Yeah, because I get in my head because I'm thinking about it. I'm going to have sleep paralysis now.
Yeah. Have you had it yet?
No. Oh, thank God. It's so frustrating because I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I'm going to have sleep paralysis if I keep thinking about it because I feel like that's how it works. And then I'm trying to tell myself to stop thinking about it, which is causing me to think about it more. So it's just really freaking annoying. So usually when that does happen, I go to bed kind of freaked out. I normally like my back to face Arthur. I don't like feeling his like breath on me. It just bothers me at night. Like I don't want to I don't want to know that he's there. Like,
okay.
Love him to death, but I don't want to feel like he's right beside me.
Gotcha.
I like to sleep alone.
Gotcha.
In a way.
Yeah.
But those nights I turn to him and I like put a leg on him. I got my arm on him and I make him like rub my back or rub my head or something to like calm me down.
That's so funny.
Freaked out.
So that's what he's going to have to do tonight?
Yeah, probably. That'd be a good little cuddle because he doesn't get them from me very much.
That's funny.
I'm not.
He probably loves it when we record.
Probably. Yeah, I'm not much of a cuddler in bed these days. Anyways, see ya.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Just a Little Stitious.
We hope you had just as much fun getting creeped out as we did.
If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a review if you would be so kind.
And be sure to follow The Queer Crypt on YouTube if you want to watch us in video form.
We'd also love to hear from you. Send your eerie encounters to justalittlestitiouspod@gmail.com.
And remember, we're not superstitious.
We're just a little stitious.